Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to be awarding our fifth winner in year 2 of the Challenge Coin Cocktail Contest. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest judges, Tim Spia, Bill Lewis, and the world's greatest bartender, Molly Wellmann.
Hello! Molly Wellmann's with us. Yes. Our cocktail contest is totally elevated now, Molly. So this is exciting stuff. Yeah.
I'm so excited. This is the first cocktail contest I've judged where I didn't get to taste the cocktail though.
I know it is different, right?
But I'm really excited. I'm always ready for a challenge.
So it's all about how they do it, and so it's there's a little flair that goes to it as well. But we'll get to that stuff in just a second. For right now, I just want to check in with you. How are things going at your bar?
Well, they're going. It's going. Every day's a new surprise.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can imagine. But people are coming out. I had a great crowd last night, so it was a lot of fun. Great. I love my Tuesday nights. I work on Tuesday nights, and from 4 to 10. And it is the best time. I love it so much. So yeah, it was great last night. Excuse me.
That's good to hear.
Well, so there's a pro tip.
Yeah, there's a pro
4
tip.
to 10 at Japs on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays. Oh, they're on Tuesdays. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's when you can actually talk to me, because you guys always come on the weekend. I'm running around with my head cut off.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You come on Tuesday. I actually have time to talk to you and tell you stories, and yeah, that's the secret.
That's the secret. Okay, I've got to remember that. I will be make sure that I'm there on a Tuesday coming up here, so that'll be fun.
The best day.
And you have a good team, right? Everybody's still in place, because I know staffing is such an issue these days in your business. Are you doing okay that way?
So kind of, sort of. I have a really great staff that I've had for a long time. I hired one new guy. He's doing great. He's really great. He's a go-getter. He wants to learn everything. He's like a dream,
Right.
But I'm having trouble with bar backs. I'm on my third bar back in like 3 weeks. So that's been tough.
That's a tough job, right? So
yeah, it's not.
Right.
It's really not. It's
not tough. Yeah. It's tough to keep people in that position though, because
it's a Saturday night, so trying to get a bar back to like stay on a Saturday night, it's hard. So a lot of them think that it's just like I can come and go as I want. Yeah,
this is a business we're running here, right?
Yeah. I don't think they quite understand that. So
right.
Anyway, but besides that, my team is amazing. I am so proud of them. I can't say enough great things about it. I think they're the best staff I have ever worked with. So I love them. They're great.
And of course, I, along with everyone else, that's into the stuff, follows you on social media. And we know that just this week, a new hair color, right? You're blonde.
I love it.
You had the big announcement. I'm back to blonde. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. I know. Today I was like, okay, we're going to go back to blonde now. I'm ready. I'm done with the color, and people, just being like, oh my God, your hair.
Right.
So
right.
I feel like much more me. In fact, right now I don't recognize myself as I say.
Is that kind of strange? It would be like me if I shaved off my beard. I think I would struggle just walking past the mirror for a while.
That's exactly how it is. I have to double take. Like, wait.
Wait. Who's here? Who's here? And the last time you and I talked, I was up there for an event, and you said your husband was getting ready to pick up a Corvette. Did he get that? And what's going on with the car?
Oh yeah. We've been riding around in this C8 like since the end of July, and it's been a lot of fun. It's rapid blue, and he's put all these neon yellow and accents on it, and Lambo doors, and the whole thing. So that's been a lot of fun.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, that does sound very cool.
Yeah.
Very
really cool. So yeah,
so
great time.
Excellent. Well, guess what? Before we kind of get into the show, we get the cocktail contest. We do a little drinking. I know what you've got there. Do you want to try to do a cork pop and tell the audience what you're drinking tonight?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I'm staying local with a little new riff from Northern Kentucky.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad cork pop wise. You have the lead right now. I have a bottle of Weller Full Proof here. This is from Jap since 1879. I wish it's not actually from.
I've heard about that place. Huh?
That would be cool if I could, but that's not from. No, mine wasn't as good as Molly's. Molly has the lead right now. McNew, what do you got?
So I always like a cocktail on cocktail night, but I was pretty lazy about it today. So I have the Handy and Schiller barreled old fashioned out of Buffalo Trace.
Right on.
It's delicious for a pre-made cocktail. I'm surprised.
Right. No cork pop, though.
No cork pop, though.
Mr. Bill, you're next. Also one of our judges here, Mr. Bill.
Well, I've got something that Steve introduced me to, and I really like it. It's Stellum Rye.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was
Bill.
good. That was good. I think Bill took over the lead there, Molly.
Yeah, I think he did. That was a great pop. I like that.
That's going to be tough to beat, but we've got one more judge today, and it is Tim Swyatt. Tim, what do you got?
I have the Buzzard's Roost Peated Barrel Rye.
Peated Barrel Rye.
Let's see if I'm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. That was good. I know who I think won, and we're going to toss it to Molly, our guest judge, and she can judge. Start out her judging. We'll see how she's doing. Judge the cork pop here. Who do you think won? Was it Tim or Mr. Bill?
It's really hard because they were both really great. But I think that Bill, I like his pop. I thought
Mr.
that was
Bill.
good.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was thinking too. So Mr. Bill
Less
wins.
squeak.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's solid,
Cheers.
clean pop.
Cheers, gang. All right. What we'll do next, we'll take that quick break. And then when we come back, it is cocktail contest time. We're going to be in judging mode. So we'll do that in just a few.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today, we are judging our cocktail contest for July's winner.
Yes, we are. So what we'll be doing is we'll have our
August
three
is
individuals
winner.
preparing. Yeah, August winner. So maybe I didn't take that back down. It's our August winner.
August.
So we've got three. Unfortunately, one can't be here. So we'll have a video of our third contestant for the evening. But what I'd like to do first is just introduce our contestants and tell us a little bit about what they'll be preparing. So first up is going to be Adina Ewalds. Adina, what are you going to be making for us tonight?
Hi, I'm going to be making a little cocktail I'm calling Not All Beaches Are Equal.
Okay. And that kind of ties into the theme because it is a beach theme this month, and they must use sea salt. So hopefully everyone has remembered to use sea salt. To be eligible to win, you have to use that in your cocktail. All right. And what inspired this? Was it just the theme, Adina, or as you were thinking? I know you tend to really, think a lot about these things. So what inspired you to create this cocktail you've got tonight?
Yeah, I do overthink my cocktails a little bit too much, but I think what brought this one up was thinking about some of my favorite days on beaches, and they weren't always the nice, warm, sandy beaches with the kids playing Frisbee and stuff, near the end of summer, kind of days like this where the days are getting shorter. And I tried to recreate that feeling in a drink.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Well, we will be getting to you first. So once we meet our folks here, we'll be getting to you first. Next up is your husband there, also in the same room, Mr. Dave Ewalds. Dave, what do you got for us tonight?
I've got a cocktail I'm calling Beaches. I thought you said peaches. And it's a kind of inspired by a song, and I'm not going to repeat it because this is a family show. And you can look up a Canadian artist called Peaches, and you'll find out probably more than you want to know. So anyway,
I'm glad you're here. He's classing it up because Dave sometimes gets down to the 8th grade humor. So I feel like he's on his best behavior tonight because
it's maybe more like a 10th grade humor level. I don't know. So one person got the reference to it, so I got to give him applause.
So you did this based on obviously the theme of beaches, and then the song you triggered that memory of that song, and that's kind of how you came up with this idea for this cocktail.
Yeah, I wanted a cocktail that might be delicious if you're just sitting on the beach enjoying the salty spray and something refreshing. I love peaches and anything peach based in the summer, and this cocktail has a lot of peach references to it. Okay. And I wanted something like that.
Excellent. All right. McNew, how about who is our third contestant, the person who can't be here tonight?
Yeah, we have Mr. Kevin Majors, and his cocktail was named, let me get to it here, should have scrolled already, Nacho Mama's Colada. And I love Kevin. Everything he does is absolutely over the top. And this just looks like a fantastic, not your mom's pina colada.
Right.
So It's very boozy. We'll see that when we get to his video, which is why I love Kevin. It's just very booze filled.
Yes. He was obviously in last month's contest, and he made his biggest mark. He didn't end up winning, but we had an event since then where Kevin was at, and everybody was laughing because he referred to the glassware that he used as, please use a fly ass glass. And so I don't know if he
fly ass glass tonight. So
yeah, you got a fly ass. I don't know that Kevin's was kind of a traditional hurricane glass for this one I'm looking at right now. So
he's upgrading everybody's glass game, though. I feel like everybody needs a fly ass glass now. So
yeah, I think he has. So he's definitely had some influence in that.
Yeah.
So. Very good. With that, let's turn it over to Adina, who will be going first. Adina, let's prepare that cocktail and see what we think.
Okay, I'm gonna have Dave switch the camera over so you can see more of the the prep. But this one, like I explained, I'm calling it the Not All Beaches Are Equal, because I kind of figured people would think of the nice, warm, sunny play beach. And this was kind of inspired by trying to recreate that feeling of the salt air, the warm sun with the cool air coming off the ocean, and the rocks in the background with the salt spray evaporating on those. So I kind of looked for some ingredients that would kind of bring all those things together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glass and just rim it real gently with some lemon and roll it in just a little bit of, it's a applewood smoked sea salt.
Okay.
And I wanted to get a little bit of the smoke, thinking, there's bonfires in the background or, something like that, a little bit of the smoke flavor. So just a little hint of that. Then I'm going to take my cocktail mixer. And to that, I'm going to add 1.5 ounces of peated scotch. I'm using the Highland Park 12.
Okay.
I picked that because I think there's a little bit of the salinity to that, plus a little bit of the smoke. So I'm doing 1.5 ounces of that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Drambuie. Kind of reminded me of the warmth of the sun.
Okay.
So 1/2 ounce of that. Then I'm going to use 1/2 ounce of this liqueur called Bira. And I actually had a drink made with that in our favorite cocktail bar in Buena Vista, Colorado. Had a great cocktail with this ingredient. It's actually a aperitif that was considered a medicinal drink back in the day because it had quinine in it and mescal. I might be pronouncing those wrong.
Are you familiar with that, Molly?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is Adina right on? Is she telling us the truth here?
You got it.
Oh, she got it. Okay.
So. I just asked Wikipedia,
When in doubt, yes.
It is amazing. It really is. I learned a lot on there.
Right.
Okay, so it's got a little bit of bitterness to it, but yet it's got some sweetness from the fortified wine that it's made with. So I'm putting that in. That's for the smell of the rocks with the water evaporating. Then I made a sage simple syrup, just a regular plain old simple syrup, and put some fresh sage in it. And that is 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of sage simple syrup. And then to that was like for the plants and stuff that kind of grow around those granite rocks on the beach. Then I'm doing a little bit of saline to it to just kind of heighten that salinity to it. And oops, I forgot the orange bitters. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Molly, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and the cocktail experience has really been elevated. You should have seen how we got started and where our groups are at today when they do this. It's pretty amazing to see.
This is awesome. This is
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah.
I want to drink this drink.
That's a good sign,
Okay.
Adina. So far, so good.
Yeah. So just gonna stir it a little bit. I put 3 drops of orange bitters in it.
Okay.
Just gonna stir it to dilute it a little bit because it is a little on the strong side. Then I am going to strain that into my cocktail glass.
Okay.
And it's this beautiful amber color. And then gotta pick an herb, sage leaf off of my herb garden and
Okay.
just float that on the top. And I don't know, Dave, can you get the camera to show that a little better?
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Cameraman Dave.
Can you see it there?
Beautiful.
There you go.
So
Beautiful.
pretty.
And
Yeah.
cheers. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Very nice.
Cheers.
So Molly, we'll get to the judging after we do all 3, but just some preliminary stuff there. As you see that, are you thinking that is bar worthy? Because that's what we always play for. Is this something that could legitimately be on a cocktail menu somewhere? What are your thoughts as you take a look at that?
My thoughts are, it looks extremely balanced. It looks like she played with all of the taking the scotch is like the meat portion is what I call it, and adding these little bits of things to bring out what she wanted to, and then having a story behind it. Great, perfectly done. I want to drink this drink already, so I want to try it.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's awesome.
There you go. There you go.
Excuse me.
If you make the move, Adina, to Cincinnati, who knows? You could find yourself behind Japs since 1879 at some point.
If
Oh,
you
that
come
would-
to Japs, I'm throwing you behind the bar to make that drink.
There
Just so
you
you know.
Go. There it is.
There you go.
She'd
I would love
absolutely
that.
love it.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate, I would assume. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the other side, and you're making that drink for me.
Yeah. Molly's in the chair. Yeah, you're
Uh-oh.
serving her.
That wouldn't be any pressure at all.
No, not at all. You did a great
Nobody's
job.
ever nervous when I sit on the other side.
Oh,
of the
I'm
bar,
sure.
ever. Never
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, because Molly does like to go out like on vacation and things like that. She'll just go to bars, and then can you imagine? She comes walking in. She's so famous, so people know who she is, and then she just orders a drink like an old fashioned or something. I'd be dying if I was behind the bar. I give up. I quit.
I would be so nervous. I would be like, here's a beer, ma'am. I have to go. Like,
Yeah,
drink.
Go drink a beer, Molly.
It's not that bad.
Do it.
Usually I just I look what their whiskey lineup is and I just get that. But it's funny if anybody does make me a drink. My husband loves it because they'll be sitting there and be like, oh. Like just order a drink, just one drink so I can watch them be nervous. And I always tell, don't be nervous. It's fine. It's fine. They'll love it.
That's funny.
So, Adina, I got to give you credit there because you're going certainly through that. You're making a cocktail with Molly. She's not sitting right in front of you at a bar, but it's over Zoom here, and I think you did a great job. You held it together well, so that's very good, Adina.
Yes. Cheers, Dina.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Way to go, Adina.
Thank
All
you.
right. Next up is Dave. Dave, just remind us a little bit again about what you're going to be making, and we look forward to seeing how this comes together.
I called it beaches. I thought you said peaches. And when I was putting together ingredients, I was kind of playing with combinations, and I wanted to do something with whiskey and Jägermeister, believe it or not.
Ooh.
And contrary to popular belief, Jaeger is actually an awesome ingredient for cocktails. It's an Amaro after all, and it pairs really nicely with rye whiskey, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I wanted to pair Jaeger and rye together, and they actually work. And then I wanted to do something, because it's summery, and I wanted something with a little zip. I'm going to do a lambic beer topping on top of this too. So you can throw beer in your cocktails too, and beer works kind of neat with some things. And I've got a peach lambic beer from Wellmann's. It's a Pesh, it's called,
Okay.
which is great for cocktails.
All right.
then all the ingredients I put together kind of work harmoniously together, and the combinations all work. So
Yeah. Molly, Dave brings up that point of beer and cocktails, and I have seen more and more of that happening. I don't know if it's the breweries pushing that. We want to play too. It's a way to grow business, through bars. But is that something that you've taken on at Jep since 1879?
I don't get into the funky beers just because I used to. I had a beer garden at one time, and we got into some funky beers, really.
Right.
But I'm not a beer drinker. I've never been a big beer drinker. But I do have a lot of friends who own breweries, and I think it's really cool to see what they're doing. And I am a big fan of beer cocktails. Like, I would drink a beer cocktail. I make a ton of them. I love that. I love this. I'm so excited about this.
All right, Dave, that sounds like a good setup there. So let's see what you got, my friend.
And I'll add to this that this lambic is not too funky. It's not a sour, even though it is a lambic. It's pretty sweet. It's got a little bit of tartness to it, but not like if you're thinking sour.
Not like a classic sour.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to begin to build this. I'm going to get some ice in the shaker. You'll notice I'm using a scoop tonight, Steve. I'm not using my hands.
He got busted using his hands one time, Molly. So
hey, I was making the cocktail for me.
If it's just a
to
drink
drink, so
for
it's
you, you're allowed to do that. But if you're making drinks for other people, big no-no.
Yeah, I know.
No.
That's why it was so funny that night. So we're going to start out with a nice rye. I'm using Sazerac rye.
okay.
So we're going with a couple. I don't like that jigger. That's your jigger. It's going to throw me off completely.
Okay.
So we're going to go with 2 ounces of Sazerac.
Okay. Sazerac's always a good choice. I like that rye
Yeah.
whiskey. It's very good.
Then we were going with 3/4 ounces of Jaeger.
Okay.
So
This I'm interested in. I've never tried that mixed together. You're saying rye and Jaeger are good. I've never tried that.
they do.
Okay.
I like gin and Jaeger too.
Gin and Jaeger. Okay.
Okay, so then we're going to go with a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to go with 2 ounces of peach nectar. So I'm just using the Humax nice fresh or 100% peach nectar, not fresh, but it's 100%. Oh, good. I don't have to open a can. I had enough. Okay, so then we're going to go with about 10 drops or so of Old Forester Bohemian bitters. So this is a really, really interesting bitters that goes well with these ingredients.
What did you say the bitters were?
Old Forester Bohemian.
Bohemian ones. Okay, cool.
About 10.
Okay.
Then a pinch of red Hawaiian sea salt. So I found that sea salt brings out the citrus a little bit more. It kind of makes the cocktail pop. So into the Boston shaker.
One hand on the shaker there, Molly. That's
the Rockford shimmy. I think that's the Rockford shimmy shake there.
Yeah.
My notes are shake vigorously over ice.
Would you say, if he was working at your bar, Molly, would you say anything to him and be like 2 hands at all times, my friend? Or
No, because I shake one-handed, and as long as he has control of both pieces of the Boston, he's good.
All right, just
He's done
making
that
sure.
really well. Like the technique, I'm very impressed. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna strain into this fly ass glass then. Kevin Majors. So that leaves me with a nice amount of headspace so I can top it with my lambic.
Okay.
Here's the lambic. So I'm going to pour it so it makes a little head here too and foams up because I want a little bit of foam on the top. There we go. Uh-oh.
Oh, that looks pretty.
Oh,
Cheers.
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 Okay. All right. The overflow there, Molly, is that playing in at all into your mind as you look at that or not? Does that just happen?
sometimes that just happens, but I will share a technique with you to make sure that doesn't happen, but I'll wait to the end.
Okay. All right. There you go. Tip coming. So hey, that's a tease. That means you got to hang on through this thing throughout the.
It's not something that's very well known. So, I mean, it happens. Even when I don't use a technique, I get overflow all the time. So
Okay.
you just never can tell. So it's okay. It's all right.
So in this, you got the spicy rye, you got some peach, a little bit of the herbalness from the Jaeger. The bitters bring a little bit more herbs and spices into the whole thing, and then the sea salt just makes everything pop.
All right. Again, Molly, just kind of, the flavors, do you feel like this was well constructed, and again, something that you feel could be potentially worthy of being available at a bar or restaurant?
I do see, it's a very interesting. I do like using Jaeger in cocktails as well. I'm not a big Jaeger bomb girl, surprisingly. I know it's weird, but I do appreciate Jägermeister as what it is. If it wasn't marketed so bad for college students, it would be, I think, a lot more respected than it is today, because it is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful Amaro, beautiful German Amaro. I'm surprised that you use Sazerac, only because I find Sazerac to be a lighter rye rather than a bolder rye. Like I would see like Knob Creek being more bold or something to compete with that Jaeger. But I think everything else, especially just using a dash of the lemon with the salt, is really, really cool. And I have not had the Bohemian Old Faux bitters yet, but now I need to get those and try them, which is really weird. That sounds good. And I love that you made a beer cocktail. It is such a really cool thing that those are starting to come back. They're a very old way of making drinks. So I'm very impressed by that. And with the peach. So I would totally try this. I would.
All right. So I didn't realize that's an old technique. I thought this was kind of a modern era thing, but you're saying back in the day, the beer would be incorporated into cocktails and stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
Very cool.
Inside of a Boilermaker.
Yeah.
Again, that sounds like a college days for me. The Boilermaker. Yes. It's taking me back.
A blue collar day. Collar days.
It was the beer and drinks were all the way back to like even the Middle Ages. They were using ale in drinks and like punches and things like that. So it's very old, old. Really cool.
Very cool. All right. Last but not least is Kevin Majors, and we have to play this one on video. So we'll hit go and watch what Kevin has to say. Okay, here we go.
Okay, Kevin here. Gonna give you the pineapple banana colada. I'm gonna slice up some pineapples. You can do it. I'm gonna show you this drink a couple of different ways. Ingredients. Mandatory ingredient was sea salt. So we got our ancient sea salt here. I made and the theme was beach. So, what other drink is better than a colada? I spun the colada to pineapple banana because it has bananas in it and the pineapple. So, nevertheless, you can do this drink a couple of ways. It's really fire either way. And I'm going to slice up a couple of pineapples here. Show you can use it fresh, or you can use fresh tastes better. But you can also use just straight out of the can and freeze them. Throw them in there. But you got to freeze some bananas too. You got to freeze about a banana to a banana and a half. All right, let me get a little slice. See, this is the fresh little pineapple and everything. But I'm going to cut this video off real quick because y'all don't need to see me slicing pineapple. Okay, so for the
production values are incredible.
Some of the old from when I did it before. We got some frozen, we got some fresh. We're going to throw it in here to make the frozen portion. But I'm also going to make this drink non-frozen because it tastes really well there. Got about 3/4 cup of pineapple and about a banana to a banana and a half. This serves one or more. Depends on how much you want to drink because there's roughly 5.5 to 6 ounces. Depends on how heavy pour you do. I'm not an exact guy. So we're going to start off with roughly a ½ ounce of the Coco Rio, which we give it a little squeeze in there till it's about at a half. We're going to stop there. We're going to then also use, we got the Bacardi Tropical Limited Edition. We use about 1 ounce to a heavy 1.5 ounces of that. we are going to use Bacardi rum, also pineapple. Same amount. You know, these are pretty easy because we want to do these drinks pretty easy and pretty quick. So we got roughly ounce to ounce and a half of that. Now, we also used, and what I did was to get the banana flavor, that sort of thing here, I soaked some bananas in some rum. The rum that I used was a Cruzan. It was dark Cruzan, black Cruzan, and it was a 50 of that and a 50 of regular, I forget the name of it now, but it's in the listing. And I threw a pinch of sea salt in here also to, I don't know, I guess extract some of the flavors from the banana. But we're going to use roughly an ounce to an ounce and a half of that. Then later, I'm going to show you how to tune up that frozen drink there. We're going to actually use some of those ripped bananas. I call them ripped bananas because they've been soaking in alcohol. So we're going to use some of those in the frozen portion. This here, we got Evan Williams bonded. We're going to use roughly the same amounts of that. From that, we're going to take now and add some ice. I'm going to take the shaker lid because I don't want you guys to penalize me like you guys did before. Not me, but another person. And throw that.
That's not wrong.
In there, a little bit more ice we need. And a splash of this Dole Replenish. Pineapple juice and coconut water. Give that a little shake. This was in the freezer. Give that just a little splash to help thin out some of that and add some more fluids to that. So we go with roughly an ounce of that to that cocktail. So you take that, give a little shaky poo. I don't know that fancy shake y'all guys be doing, but we get that little shake. And that's pineapple juice. And that's why you get the little foamy fizz. So I let that sit. Now, from that, we're going to use, and we'll go with an up on that. So we cut the pineapple, we cut off the discards. Take some of that pineapple and rim that glass really good with the pineapple that we're going to discard.
Oh, that's all we got, Steve.
That's what we got. Okay.
All right.
Like I said, he did 4 different ones, so I maybe even got confused with what he was saying. So we have to judge based on that. We saw where he was going with this.
Hold on.
I do got the picture.
I have the photo of the final. Do you have it, Tim?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, because the
Let me pull that up here.
photo does him a lot of justice.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his cocktail looks amazing.
It does.
So he was doing a regular one, then he was going to do a frozen one there too, right? So
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
yes.
Fly ass glass.
Yeah.
Fly ass glass.
Fly ass glass.
Yes, garnish it.
Not your mama's fly ass glass.
No.
Not your
There you
mama's
go.
colada. Okay. All right.
All
So
right.
there we go. As you saw that one, Molly, and again, unfortunately, I don't know what happened with the video there. That might have been just sent the wrong one or something like that. But was he on the right track with what he was doing there?
I think it was. That is a boozy drink. That'll have me laid out on the beach.
Yes.
But I think the flavors would come together. I think it'd be a bit sweeter and very boozy. But that's
Right.
what tiki drinks are all about. That's a straight up tiki phenomenal drink. So I know a lot of people who would really get into that. Really into that. So
Do you feel like as you're building, cocktails and working on your next cocktail menu or that, are you also thinking how long it takes to build? Because that one does seem like it would take a while. Yeah.
It's really important. The things that I put on the list are 3 to 4 ingredients and stuff that's really easy. And some drinks I actually batch myself so I can make sure there's consistency and quickness, so I could get the drinks out as quick as possible.
Yeah. So
there's just a few, but it does. I want to make sure that everybody gets their drinks in a timely manner as much, especially being short staffed. So we have to do it as fast as possible. So I just put a new cocktail list together for next week. So just yesterday.
You're right in tune with what we're doing here tonight. Then.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, from our studio audience here, let's hear a round of applause for our participants because they all did a great job.
Congrats, everybody.
Absolutely. So it is now time to judge. For our judges, what we always like to do is share a little feedback for each of the 3 cocktails and then just rank what you thought was your favorite. And there's no wrong answer because it's personal opinion.
Right.
First, second, and third ranked from favorite, next favorite to third favorite. Our first judge that's going to be weighing in is Tim. Tim, you're gonna go first for us. So again, weigh in on all 3 and then share the judging or the scoring at the end. Okay.
Sure, you got it. So Adina, you hit me right in the soft feelies because I love my peated scotch. Love the Highland Park. And you remind me of my father who loves Drambuie. And he also loves peated scotch, and I can envision exactly what you have going on there. I thought that was really something. Dave, I still see what you're flinging with, and I love the themes, the underlying themes across all your cocktails. And I was the Jägermeister gets me, but with the rye whiskey pairing it out and drowning it out, it's something I got to try, and not hold my nose with a garbage can next to me, ready to Ralph. And I have to give you a bonus point for not being disturbed by what allegedly I saw Adonis walk through one of the screens in the background in their underwear behind you.
Yeah.
And you were not
Neely. And the internet never forgets. We post this on the internet, so the internet never forgets. So.
Exactly. So we'll be able to determine the culprit as it was. But I thought that was spectacular. You get a bonus point there for not getting distracted.
We do not know that you can see this entire area.
Yes, the camera can only see a foot in front of it.
I looked at him and I said, I'll show you
That entire area is not all that we saw, just so you know.
We're lucky that he decided to have on pants. Well, underwear.
Could have gone either way.
Not even a joke.
Okay, well.
And then my last comments for Kevin Major. See, that cocktail reminds me of one I had in Hawaii at the Hawaiian Hilton called the Island Itch.
Okay.
It brings me back to some asshat sitting next to me drinking his $12 Bud Light, laughing at me when I have this Island Itch cocktail looked exactly like that, but it had a back scratcher in it. So I asked the bartender what was in that.
Nice.
What's in that? He pulls up 4 bottles of booze, and I paid $11 for mine. So he can go drink his $12 Bud Light while I can't feel my teeth after 2 drinks. So Kevin, that one hits me right there. So with that being said, Adina, you really got me on that because I can envision it, I can see it, I can taste it. You hit all the hot spots that I really enjoy. Adina's first, Kevin number 2, and Dave number 3.
David number 3. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tim. Next up is Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill, give us again your thoughts on the cocktails and then your ranking.
Okay. Adina, I'm not a Scotch drinker. However, your story was awesome. It reminded me of some of the beaches that I've been to, and some of the nicer sand beaches weren't as much fun as some of the gravel beaches because of the nightlife, where you got awesome drinks like this.
Notes.
Dave, your drink looked pretty interesting. We drank our fair share of Jägermeister when I was in Germany. That was pretty cool. And then Kevin's was pretty awesome too. That looked like a more traditional beach drink, but a little on the boozy side. You're gonna have 1 or 2 of them, and then that's the end of your day. So, yeah. So I actually have changed my ranking.
Okay.
I read through things first, and then I kind of gave a listing of a ranking of what I thought just from reading it.
From our listening, just real quick, Bill, for our listening audience, because they can't see any of this.
Yeah.
We send out notes beforehand what the cocktail ingredients are, as well as a photo of them. So kind of what to expect to make sure kind of the checks and balances as they make them. Does it look like what they submitted for the recipe? So with that, you're talking about the notes you saw.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So I would go Adina's first,
Okay.
and then Dave, and then Kevin's.
Then Kevin. Okay. All right. Next up is Molly.
Okay, so I thought all the drinks were beautiful. I totally would drink every one of these. But I think a story is like probably more than half of the cocktail. And for me, a story is everything. When I can tell a story with the cocktail, it's awesome. So Adina's, I loved your story. I like everything you thought through and talked about. I could totally see that, and you gave me an experience, and that was so cool. Plus, I can't wait to try this drink. I think it sounds so beautiful. Everything you put together, like I said, is everything that is complementing that peated scotch and bringing out something brand new in it, and I think that's just beautiful. So I love that. The second one, Dave, there's Dave, right? Yep, cool. I was right. Okay. I like I said, I love a great beer cocktail. Not a lot of people do beer cocktails, and you're right. You can mix beer and wine and everything into a cocktail. You really can. You think it up, you could put it in there. But I love that you used beer in this, and you used a very special beer and worked with the flavors. The only thing like I said, I would have used a stronger rye, but you know what? I can't taste it. So I would probably be surprised and be like, wow, this really does work. I love Sazerac rye. It's one of my favorite ryes on the market. And I'm really impressed that you used Jägermeister too. So really cool. And the peach, I think will go really well together too. And for Kevin's, that's a classic tiki drink. I mean, I would totally want to try that on the beach for sure. There were some techniques that I didn't like with Kevin. But I would look past, I could not look past that at the bar, but I looked past that at the home bartender. So my ranking is going to be Adina first, and then Dave, and then Kevin.
Dave and then Kevin. Okay.
And Molly, if you do try this drink, I'd love to know what you think.
I will. I will try it when I go to the bar. I just have to get the Amaro. It's a
yeah. That was hard to come by.
Yeah, it's not easy to find. And I do want to try. I think I'd try all these, but I got to get those Bohemian bitters for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good. All right, I'm up next, and I'll say this, again, Adina's got a tough road with me because I notoriously don't like scotch, particularly the peaty ones. That's hard for me. And I feel like Adina's does have the best story. And again, very well constructed and all that, but it feels like one that I would drink at a bar like Molly's. And I thought with the beach theme, we should try to think of again, it's just my take because we're all talking about our personal feelings, what would be best drank on the beach. And so I felt like that was more of kind of a classic cocktail with a beach spin, whereas the other two were more beach focused. So, and Dave's was interesting. I liked all the ingredients in it. I thought that was really cool. Kevin's, again, unfortunately, his video cut off, but we know where he was going with that. And that also looks really good and a classic one. But again, there's a lot of steps there. So we have to take into consideration too, that would be, a half hour of him to make that. And that's tough in a bar situation. So with all of this in mind, I would say for me, the top one was Dave, and then Kevin, number 2. And I had Adina coming in at number 3. McNew, you're our last judge. What did you do?
Ignore my dogs. So these were all fantastic as always. Adina, like your story just made me feel like the last night of a beach vacation, like when it's cooler and it's kind of cold and you're walking around the beach in a sweater and shorts, still drinking. Just so many memories there. It was lovely. Dave's, yours was great. Not a beer fan, here for the Jaeger and everything else though, but it looks like something my husband would get for brunch, and I'm here for that because he would love it. And Kevin Majors, I would absolutely order this for breakfast on vacation because you put bananas in it. I'm like, it's a damn smoothie. I'm having that for breakfast, but I'm having a good day, okay? So when I put this together. I was like, beach day, it's August, it's our last beach month for, us Midwesterners. So Kevin Majors is my first because he just gave me all the beach vibes. He did a great job with the garnishes. I love a really boozy cocktail, and I don't care how long it takes to get to me as long as I get it, especially if it's the first thing I have in the morning. So Kevin's my first. Adina's my second because she really just put a story together and brought back all those memories. And Dave is my third. My husband would absolutely put you first, but you're my third.
Okay. That means we have a clear-cut winner. So congratulations to Adina, who scored 12 points versus her two competitors both scored 9. So they both tied for second. So congratulations to Adina Ewalds, our champion. Adina, how does that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, to be Dave's cocktail, I know is delicious. I've had a few of those, and the beer just, it's a very low alcohol beer, but it just gives it that little bit of zing to it. So to beat him, I'm pretty happy about that.
Yours is pretty damn delicious itself. So. Yeah.
So the beer, in addition to the 3 ounces of alcohol that you put in first?
Yeah.
Little zing?
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of carbonation.
Yeah.
Little bubbles.
Hey, Ewald.
Yeah.
How many nights a week do you guys drink craft cocktails?
So, I come home from a hard day at work. She's retired. So I come home and here, try this. Well, that's Monday. Tuesday, here, try this. Wednesday, here, try this. So it doesn't suck.
I mean, you're kind of living the life here, Dave.
Realistically, we probably only do the craft cocktails once or twice a week.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's a gin and tonic or, something like that too. So.
Okay. I'll say this, Adina, and of course we'll go through the process, and you're going to be in the finale anyway, and there will be a winner crowned, and maybe even this cocktail will be the one that ends up winning the whole thing. But I wouldn't care about any of that. If winning the night where Molly Wellmann was a judge, to me that's bigger than even winning the championship.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, so that's pretty cool. So you talk about bragging rights in your house. Yeah, that's big. So that's all that. Again,
I think I'm going to try to make this interesting. I like to throw a flag on the play and call a finale pass. A judge's finale pass to Kevin Majors.
Oh,
I like to really dial this one up because that if I'm gonna have one shot in the gun, that's the one I want to be drinking on a beach.
That's the one you want to be
comes
drinking.
down to it. I think that I forgot that we had passes. I forgot that was the thing. Cool. Tim.
That one there just reminds me of sitting on, like I said, on a beach in Hawaii.
That is a beach drink.
There's all 3 of these are just spectacular. I don't know how
it was a great month. It was a great month.
Yeah, this was just a great month.
But not all beaches are equal, Tim.
And that's why you win the going one with all 3.
Yeah.
I made a copycat of Adina's. That one, I had what I needed to get it done, basically. And even the copycat version is probably pretty similar. Very good. I happen to have a thyme syrup that I made here instead of sage. And I didn't have your fancy sweet vermouth, which is close enough. But I have a Drambuie that's been sitting in the cabinet since, I don't know, 20 years ago. So it's good to finally use that.
So this is Vicky following along at home, and I love it.
She kept up too. Yeah,
Yes.
she did it in real time. She did it in real
You see
time.
me up on my stool. I had to dig the Drambuie out of the cabinet. Yeah, right.
It's a workout. You end up burning off the calories of the drink because you had to run around and get all the ingredients quickly. So,
but the banana thing, I wasn't prepared to put banana. I don't have a peach beer. I'm not going to open beer. But I did do my peach shrub in my whiskey to finish. So
cool. There you go.
There you go.
Well,
shrub sounds amazing.
One last round of applause for Adina. Great job, Adina. Congrats.
Thank you.
Before we wrap this up, Molly was going to share that tip. If you're making a beer cocktail, what can you do so it doesn't spill over the glass as you're getting ready to serve that thing?
So do you guys have a bar spoon at home that has the twisted handle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you stick that in right before you're going to pour a carbonated product into your cocktail, just stick that whole spoon in and then pour slowly the beer or the champagne or whatever is carbonated slowly down that twisted spoon. It'll disperse the bubbles, and you won't have the volcano happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Molly.
Thanks.
That is
It might
Any
take
other
a little
tips?
bit. It might take a little bit longer, but you will save your alcohol.
That's important.
That's what it's all about.
Save your alcohol, folks. Excellent. Well, McNew, what do we got for next month? What's going to be our theme next month, and what's the mandatory ingredient in case anybody wants to know?
I put these together, and I'm a real big fan of fall as soon as I can get into fall. And it is the apple of my eye because it's September and you need to use apple butter or applesauce.
Okay. All right. So yes, if you want to get in on this, you can head over to abvnetwork.com. We've got our cocktail contest out there on the website. So check it out. And I think it's in two places, cocktail contest or under abvnetwork.com/coin, because you do need our coin to participate in the contest.
Vicky asked for past recipes. I want to send those to Steve. So look for those soon too.
Yeah, we're going to add those to the website. That'll be a value add that we do. So they'll be out there and available. Excellent. Well, we'll wrap this show up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We'll go around to our guest judges here. Molly, where can people find you if they want to follow your journey online?
You can find me at Molly Wellmann on Facebook or Instagram or at japsotr.com.
Excellent. Excellent. Of course, get down if you're in Cincinnati. Head over to Japs since 1879, world's greatest cocktail bar, all big bourbon selection. And of course, Molly Wellmann, especially on Tuesday nights. If you want to sit there.
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights.
That's my jam. Tuesday nights. And then I'm there on the weekends usually.
Of course. Yeah. That's when I see her, but she's always busy. So, yeah. All right, Tim, how about you, man? Where can people find you?
You can find me under the corporate and private events page on abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right, Mr. Bill.
You can find me on Facebook at Bill Lewis.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. The important website to always remember, those abvnetwork.com. Not only do we have our contest rules out there, we have our virtual events. Maybe you want to do a tasting with us. We've got all those kind of things out there and so much more. abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Very cool. Appreciate everyone getting involved today. Congrats to Adina on the win. Get involved in the contest. We've got one going on that kicks off today, goes to the 15th of the month. We'd love to see you guys in there, and hopefully we'll see you on a future show. And of course, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye. Peace.
Goosh.